Hey, what's going on, guys? This is going to be a free training for plumbers and home service companies. This is going to be our SEO framework that we use to consistently get the phones ringing for the clients that we work with. If you work with us, we actually guarantee first page rankings and $300,000 in added revenue. In order to know the contingencies of that, just stay till the end and we'll talk about it a little bit. We put that in the signed agreement and everything. So, what are we going to cover in this quick video? Number one, is SEO worth it? Number two, actual client results that we've provided and you can replicate for yourself. Some of our top strategies that have ranked hundreds of clients across many different industries. I could teach a full week course on this, but ultimately we're going to give you some of the most important things that will help you move the needle. What kind of results can I expect? Which is a very common question that we get asked. Why we're even qualified to give you this information and next steps. So is SEO even worth the effort? Here are some recent stats to keep in mind. 88% of searches for local businesses on a mobile device either call or visit the business within 24 hours. 92% of searchers will pick a business on the first page of the local search results. SEO drives almost 100% more traffic than paid traffic. It is much cheaper in the long run as you're not having to continually pay Google or any other media platform for that traffic. 78% of local-based mobile searches result in an offline purchase. So the goal with SEO is very simple. Show up at the exact moment a homeowner is searching for your services. This is just a quick layout of the average amount of clicks that hit each part of a page on any given Google search. The ads typically get 20%, and that's only if the local service ads are at the top, the ads with reviews on them. Below that, though, the organic results, which made up of the websites and the Google Maps section, takes up at least 80% of the total clicks. And ultimately, if you get those organic clicks, you're going to be making way more money from that. That's exactly what we help our clients do. Take up as much real estate on page one of Google as possible. This is Spray Foam Innovations. They're an installation company out of Northern Ohio. Prior to working with us, they were just kind of doing their own thing, hiring some freelancers here and there, and really had a lot of their SEO in-house. This was after 2 weeks, before and after. We're charging them $1,650. Their average service ticket, their average value per customer is around $2,500, and they're probably getting around 3 to 5 calls a day strictly from showing up on the grid every single place you could possibly look within like a 5-mile radius or so. This is an HVAC company in North Dakota, 900% increase, and this is a year-over-year increase. So compared to last June, this June, they had over 900% more calls directly from their Google My Business page, not including their website, not including any other mediums of marketing that we're doing for them. And they're showing up across the grid in their city, Bismarck, North Dakota. This is a pool builder based out of Attleboro, Massachusetts. They're ranking on position 2 and 3 for the vast majority of this map. When we started working with them, they were pretty much nowhere. And this is another year-over-year comparison. Compared to last May, they've had 53% more phone calls this May. And their average ticket is around $5,000 to $6,000. Mellows Construction. If you're a roofing company, you know exactly what this company can do. Roofing, siding, gutters, and things like that. So this was an increase of 3,800% year over year. This is a testimonial video that we got from Nick. He's extremely happy. He's been a client with us for 4 years at this point, and they've added at least 7 figures a year since working with us. These grids represent an electric company that we've been working with for only around 2 to 3 months at this point. And this grid on the left was prior to us working with them. They weren't anywhere found on the maps. This is in Castle Rock, Colorado. If you're familiar, it's south of Denver. So a decent sized population area. Now they're, much, much, much closer to completely dominating this map. And this was really only taken 1 month apart. So SEO results in the Google Maps section can happen pretty rapidly if the strategy is right. They called me last week. They're booked out for 3 weeks straight. This is another luxury pool company called Sandals Luxury Pools. They've had a 100% increase year over year from this April compared to last April. This is another HVAC company in Northern California, and they're crushing it as well. So ultimately, how do we get there? First important topic to understand, without a proper analysis and knowing what direction to put your SEO in at the very beginning of a campaign, you're not going to get SEO to go anywhere. So you have to reverse engineer the top ranking competitors that are in your market for the keywords that you want to be ranking for. So you can't try to reinvent the wheel. You can't just throw things at a wall unless you have an infinitely deep pocket and just see what works. You have to take what Google is telling you is working, reverse engineer that strategy, and push it into the market and do more of that to surpass your competitors. So how much content do your competitors have? How many backlinks do they have? How many reviews do they have? How strong are those links? What are they doing that's better than what we're doing? 98% of all the clicks, traffic, and phone calls happen on the first page of Google. In order to outdo the top guys in your local market, you have to have a better strategy. You have to be implementing that strategy better than your competitors. Technical optimizations. This very much goes into the aspects of your site that are very, annoying at first to optimize for, which is site speed, indexation, so pages that you do not want indexed in order to maximize the domain authority of your site, to push the pages that mean the most to you and that you want to rank the most, and show those to Google. And then broken links. You can use a tool called Screaming Frog, so you can identify those broken links and fix those broken links. Because as you know, and I know, if you get onto a page and it's a 404 error and you can't ultimately see that page or you don't know where to go, you're just going to click off the site. That high bounce rate leads to a very high negative impact from Google affecting your site in terms of rankings. So what goes into site speed? Too heavy of CSS and JavaScript. If your site is hand coded, your developers are going to know exactly what this is. A lot of sites that are built by web development companies are very bloated oftentimes, and they don't take SEO into account when it comes to building. Another thing is having too many WordPress plugins on the site that you have right now that could be built on WordPress, a bad server and hosting, poor coding standards, aka bloated code, basically not creating code that's efficient. You have code and it's taking too long for the web browsers to read, etc. And that affects site speed greatly. Oversized images. This is huge. So if you use an image compressor on all your images on your site, after using and determining your page speed using Google's free tool here, this Page Speed Insights tool, you'll be able to see where you stand now. If you use an image compressor, I guarantee you're going to have very quick page speed increases, all else being okay here. This was American Heritage Air. They're an HVAC company based out of Allen. This was their site speed prior to us working on this, which was 33 on the mobile view. A lot of their images were bloated. And this is only after an hour and a half of work. And they're now have extremely fast loading site, and it's made a big difference. And it makes a big difference. There's no point of sending traffic or generating SEO traffic to a site that doesn't load properly. So the next thing you have to do, granted your technical optimizations are all good, is you have to identify the highest volume search terms. You can use tools like Google Keyword Planner, which is very good. If you're not spending money on ads, they only give ranges on the keyword volume. But then you can use tools called Ahrefs, SEMrush, and Mangools. And these are very good paid tools, I will say, that just help you determine keyword volume, keyword search intent, and things like that. And then Google Ads search terms data if you have that. This is an example of SEMrush. These are keywords that have the intent of T, which is transactional. SEMrush is actually really cool in that it will tell you the keyword intent. So if you use that keyword, you come up with a list of keywords that you want to be targeting, then SEMrush will help you do that. Then we get into the on-page optimization of things. So optimizing each individual page of your website to align with the keywords that you've chosen that you want to rank for. So number one is you take your main keyword with the highest search volume, you put it into your title tag exactly how it's searched. This is an example right here. We have a plumbing company based out of Boston. We add a variation with a click optimized objective at the end of the title tag to increase relevance and attract more clicks. Add your second highest volume keyword as your H1 tag or header 1 tag. This is going to clearly communicate to Google, here's what I want this page to rank for. It's in my title tag. Here's another keyword that's just adjacent to it, very close to it, that's in my header tag. And these signals to Google on page is going to really help your rankings, especially once you start driving links and increasing the domain authority of that site and that page. Using advanced on-page SEO tools like Surfer SEO also enables us to look at the optimal keyword density, content amount of content needed to break down the perfect on page for each page. So Surfer SEO is also a fantastic tool to use for on page. We use it heavily. So content strategy. Look at what your top competitors are blogging about. You have to use tools like, you can use tools like Google's People Also Ask section, Answer the Public, SEMrush as well, and Ahrefs. These tools can do a lot in terms of SEO analysis. And then internally link your blogs and your content to other relevant blogs online. This will just show Google that you're in the know and you're producing content that's valuable, and you're going to be eventually getting links back. So who am I? Why am I qualified to even be telling you this information? I'm the co-owner of Surge Digital Marketing. I've been in digital marketing for about 5 years. Over the course of those 5 years, we've generated millions, tens of millions, honestly, for our clients every single year from SEO. There was and there still is a huge problem with SEO of contractors specifically just getting screwed over by lead companies like Angie's List and Home Advisor. And even if they know a little bit about SEO, if you start working with an SEO company, it's very common that you just get into this conundrum of not getting results, not getting answers for what you need, and not seeing your phone calls increase. And this just happening over years and years and years. Our clients that rank on Google are routinely booked out for months in advance, never having to worry about where their next job is going to come from. Ultimately, though, anybody can just say that. Very, very, very rarely will you find a company that's willing to put that into a contract and guarantee that financially. So do me a favor, pause the video, take a look at all the videos, all the reviews and testimonials on this page real quick. Once you've done that, you can resume this video. We're not kidding when we say that we get our clients' first page rankings every single time, and we put that in the contract. So this is a case study example of an HVAC company in Wadsworth, Ohio. Their name's Kimmel Heating and Air Conditioning. They're crushing it with the reviews. We've been helping them with that strategy. They're in all three important spots that you should be in the first page of Google. You should be in the local service ads, you should be in the map section organically, and you should be in the website section organically. If you can do that, you have an extremely high chance of getting the click and getting the call and getting the customer from anybody who's searching for that keyword specifically. If you can compound that across many different keywords, you're going to be golden. So as you can see, they're ranking here for a huge grid. They're almost ranking into downtown Akron, and they're really down here, which would be huge. It's going to be a huge milestone. We break that 566 inbound calls since February. And they're just chugging along. So ultimately, working with us means no more wasting thousands on Home Advisor and leads that get distributed to 10 other contractors in your area, wasting thousands on ad agencies who promise you like 50 lead guarantees, whereas they're just sending you lead forms from Facebook. These are high intent leads that you're getting from us and inbound calls, people actually looking for services that want something done. Another is wasting thousands on another SEO company who promises the world but can't put their money where their mouth is in terms of results and guarantees. So here's the projected results. This is based on many different accounts that we've worked with. If you're in a low to medium population area, you can reasonably expect 50 to 70 qualified leads and calls per month, which really equates to 7 to 10 quality jobs per month. If you are below average when it comes to sales, a lot of these leads and these calls are looking for services. Are there going to be some tire kickers? Yeah, sure. But most people are going to be looking for those services. The close rate on these is typically very high, 50% plus and above. So you can double these numbers if you're in a high competition market. It's going to be a little bit tougher to get there, but once you do get there, those numbers can get absolutely insane. And what is your average job worth to you? And I'm not talking about your simple repair that you charge $100 for. What is your average high ticket job worth to you? Whether that's a replacement, an install, if it's worth anything above $2,000 to $3,000, then you are going to be making ridiculous amounts of money from this. And that's exactly why we have the guarantees that we do. Talking about our guarantees, we have two. We will rank you on the first page of Google, or you get your money back. We include that in the agreement. We also have a return on investment guarantee that guarantees you will produce at least $300,000 in additional revenue from our SEO efforts. If you want to stop wasting time and money trying to do it all yourself, tired of dealing with SEO companies that take your money with zero results to show, and finally feel proud of your company's online presence and being found online without having to type in your business name specifically, would rather just use a proven, done for you marketing strategy that's already been tested with hundreds of thousands of dollars across dozens and dozens and dozens of markets, so that you can focus on your business without being in your business, then what I want you to do is schedule a 10-minute application call below. We can only work with one industry specific business per city, one plumber per city, one HVAC company per city, one roofing company per city. So your city may already be taken, but if you just schedule an application call with us, which is a really quick 10-minute call, you'll be able to know if your city is available. You'll be getting on a call with my business partner, Carson, just to go over your specific situation, if we have availability in your market, and can learn a little bit more about your business. This is zero sales pitches in this short call, zero pressure here, just getting to know you and you getting to know us a little bit more. And yeah, these are frequently asked questions that we get all the time on these application calls before from other prospects. Number one is, can I speak to 5 to 10 of your clients? No. Our clients are extremely busy, and so are we. Our clients would lose their minds if they had 5 to 10 people calling them per day asking, what has your experience been like? I mean, their testimonials and reviews and everything are below. You would probably lose your mind as well. That's why we've created all the testimonials and the case study videos on this page. Next question. How long does it take to see results? This depends on your current rankings, how competitive your location is, and how competitive your industry is. If you have some rankings to work with, we can start generating results as little as 30 to 90 days. Sometimes, as you saw earlier, in just 2 weeks, and from an increase in phone calls, which is pretty nuts. If you're starting from scratch, it will take about 4 to 6 months. Our guarantee in terms of keyword rankings is based on a 6-month timeline, full transparency there. You shouldn't be discouraged, because ultimately most of your competitors have a middling, SEO strategy as it is. It's not going to be very hard to outdo them. How is your SEO company different than others I've tried? This is a great question. There's 4 answers to it. Number one, our revenue and ranking guarantees. I would really implore you to do your absolute best to try to find another agency out there that has the same guarantees that we do. Number 2, our communication. We pride ourselves in client communication here. We have direct communication. You have direct communication with me and or an account manager, and your questions are always going to be answered extremely quickly. You're never going to feel left in the dark if you decide to work with us. Number 3, we don't work with anyone else in your area. If another plumber comes to us and is way bigger than your company and can afford to pay us way more, we have denied those types of clients because we have loyalty to the clients that we currently work with. Our objective isn't to take on as many clients as we possibly can. We hand select our clients to make sure that we're both successful, and we will cap our agency's total client count at 100 clients. We don't want to grow to a $100 million agency value. We want to have a select group of clients that absolutely crush it and create loyalty in that business within that service. So, am I obligated to pay you forever to keep my rankings? This is a kind of a complicated answer. It depends. Yes and no. So SEO is a zero-sum game, and ultimately your competitors want the top positions just as much as you do. In the scenario where you're dominating page 1 for every keyword after working with us and would like to part ways, you may be able to coast off of your rankings for a while, sometimes several months. However, it's not a matter of if your competitors will catch up and outrank you. It's a matter of when. This could be advised only in a market that has near zero competition, and it really is not advised if you're in a market that has a lot of competition. Our objective is to work with a select group of clients that absolutely dominate their markets indefinitely and are happy to pay us every single month due to how great of an ROI that they're getting. So what is the catch here? How can you guarantee results? I've been led on so many times, and I just don't believe you, Seth. Because nobody takes SEO as seriously as we do. We have dozens of different websites and Google business profiles that we use to test single variables and then apply those to our clients' websites. We know what works. And we rank clients in the most competitive niches and markets imaginable. It's very common, or it's very unlikely that you're going to have a market that's more difficult than one that we've already done. as you can see in the case studies below, we're extremely confident in doing this, which is why we can guarantee results. And if we don't do what we say we're going to do, then you have no obligation to pay us. So with that said, that's all I got. Hopefully this was valuable for you. Let me know if you have any questions. We're very excited to chat with you. Have a great rest of your day.